Hi, I'm Mary Kopsinski, the CEO of Regalytics. Welcome to this week's Regulatory Roundup. The regulator of the week is Regalytics. Just kidding, we're not a regulator, but we did formally launch employment alerts. So for those of you with employees in multiple states in America, this is the solution for your company. Here's an employment alert teaser from last week. Massachusetts has a bill on the table to establish a pilot program for universal basic income and workforce development in the state. And that's it. That's all you get. You're at the mercy of what I find interesting, and that could be anything. So the official regulator of the week is the White House. On Monday, the president's working group on financial markets, along with the FDIC and the OCC, published their long-awaited report on stablecoins. It's 26 pages long, and I know it's already made waves through the cryptoverse in the last few days, so if you want to be in the loop, you better go read it. The topic of the week's cigarettes. That's right, good old-fashioned cigarettes. The FTC issued a report finding that the annual cigarette sales increased for the first time in 20 years. They went from $202 billion in sales to $203 billion in sales. The CDC also issued a report on cigarette uses and found that lesbian, gay, and bisexual populations have higher cigarette smoking rates than heterosexual populations. The CDC also noted that the tobacco industry has taken note and leveraged LGBT, gender, and racial or ethnic identities to establish cigarette brand preference. Thought that was interesting. The rest of our alerts are related to fines. That's right, drugs, sex, and rock and roll, baby. Let's start with drugs. The DOJ, through the International, get this, Joint Criminal, Opioid, and Dark Net Enforcement Team, announced the results of Operation Dark Hunter, which is, or Hunter, but it's Huntor. It's a coordinated international effort on 3 continents to disrupt opioid trafficking on the darknet. The DOJ also announced the first appearance in court of a Russian national that was captured for his role in a transnational cybercriminal organization that launched TrickBot, which was malware that stole money, confidential information, and damaged computer systems at financial institutions, school districts, utility companies, government entities, and private businesses across the United States. The DOJ also announced this week that the Office of Justice Programs will award more than $21 million to investigate and prosecute hate crimes and assist hate crime victims. In response to all of the recent cyber attacks going on in the United States, the FTC announced a newly updated rule which strengthens the data security safeguards that financial institutions are required to put in place to protect their customers' financial information. As for rock and roll, 2 interesting alerts this week. First, a $38 million settlement between the SEC and a Greek music streaming company. The company lied about its users to get bought up in a 2019 special purpose acquisition company, or SPAC, and was listed on NASDAQ. Even while it was publicly traded, the company had limited operations, no subscribers, marginal revenue, all while depleting more than $20 million of investor funds. Also in music, the New York Attorney General announced the conviction of an Ohio resident who cheated a local New York band out of $50,000 by pretending he had gotten them a contract. And one more comparatively boring fine, but extremely important, is the SEC announced a cease and desist proceeding against Fixed Income Clearing Corporation, or FICC, or FIC, depending upon what you call it, for violations of liquidity rules and margin laws. Of course, there's more, but that's it this week for Regalytics. Get your employment alert subscription on the books. See you next week on LinkedIn and YouTube.